Greetings and salutations. Ooh, this game is loud. Let me turn this down for me at least. I know it's not as loud for you as it is for me, but for me it's a little bit ridiculous. Okay. So we just spent our first day at the camp and we went to the mess hall. We were hanging out with Slaviana, or however you say her name. I don't know. It's been about 2 weeks, maybe longer. Oh, you can see it's been. Oh Lord, it's been quite some time since I played. It's been since the 25th of April, but it has. Oh, the 19th of April, 19th of April, 2025. So it's been, yeah, shy near a month since I've played this. So I probably could use a refresher. I probably should have watched the last episode. Oh well, we're doing it blind, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump right on in and see what happens. Load. I was having a dream. It seemed like I was in some kind of vacuum with nothing but nothing around me. But not only around, I was the only creature in the universe. As if the universe had returned to a state of singularity right before the Big Bang. And something was just about to happen. Suddenly, I heard a voice. I could not make out the words, but it sounded familiar. The voice whispering something gently, as if soothing me. And then I realized it was the voice of that strange girl from the bus. The girl from the dream. But what was she trying to tell me? Who was she? I woke up. Bright sunlight struck my eyes. It was almost noon. After stretching lazily on the bed and yawning, I started to recall the previous day. That's right, this is only our first real day there. Like, yesterday was day 1 or whatever, but we just got here. And I think this is the headmaster's room, not him, but the camp leader's room. And I think she thinks we're a child, maybe? I'm not really sure. I'm confused. In a few seconds, all its events passed before my eyes. The bus, the camp, the local inhabitants. No, that's just wrong. Not this whole situation, not me being here. It was wrong by default. My attitude towards what was happening was wrong. Because yesterday, I fell asleep here just like that. And before that, I chatted nicely with the local pioneers. Even managed to crack a few jokes. How could I act like that in such a situation? I should be frightened, startled by every little rustling. I should avoid contact with potentially hostile creatures. The last day's events were getting hazy, like I had a hangover. This really seems like the morning after a heavy drinking party. Whew, pardon me. Yesterday's natural, flawless, absolutely normal conduct becomes a nightmare in the morning, a grotesque illustration from the Divine Comedy. I've read that. Yes, it's just like that, and I can't change the past now. Then again, I had probably assessed the situation and was acting accordingly. I glanced around, trying to figure out whether I had been thrown somewhere else, but Olga's cabin looked the same as yesterday. Everything seemed to be in its place, except for a pioneer's uniform, which was hanging from the bed head. I fumbled with it in distrust and tried it on. At least this is better than walking around in winter clothes. Wish I could see myself, but I look like a clown. And for that, I needed a mirror. At least a tiny one. I finally found one on the wardrobe, and this will help because Olga was mad at us for talking to her like we were equals, and acted like we were a child, so now I'm a little curious what we're gonna see. Because, yeah. Oh yeah, there is a mirror right over here. There's a mirror right there. Sorry, I had to clean my spectacles. I couldn't see. Holy! I looked at the newfound pioneer and jumped away in surprise. There was some teenager on the other side of the mirror. He resembled me, but he wasn't me. Where did the weak stubble go? Where was the bags under my eyes, the slouch, that deathly fatigue on my face? It seemed that I had not been thrown back in time or into a parallel universe or a parallel reality, but instead had simply changed bodies with someone else. Right, that's real simple. Such things happen every day. I took a closer look at the stranger, and only then did I realize that it actually was me. It just wasn't today's me. Maybe the one from between my school and university years? Well, at least that's something. There you go. The person in an extreme situation did fail to notice the elephant in the room after all. But the camp leader noticed it, and last night she told me off for addressing her without proper respect. Screw that. Well, I doubt my appearance affects anything else. If the clock was lying, breakfast was long over. Oh. If the clock was not lying, breakfast was long over. Oh well, I'll try to find something in the canteen. It worked out yesterday with Slavia, didn't it? Those memories made me smile involuntarily. The sun was shining brightly, and a light breeze was blowing. I think that sounds really low, guys. Yeah, let's try that. A beautiful summer day. I had not felt so good in the morning for several years. All problems were gone, vanished into the clouds that were white as snow. Olga came out of nowhere. Good morning, Simeon. Morning. I smiled, doing my best to show that no matter what, my morning was indeed good. You only arrived yesterday, so I decided not to wake you up. But breakfast... Never mind. Here, take this. She handed me something wrapped in paper. Judging by the oily stains, there had to be sandwiches inside. Oh, thank you. Now, go wash yourself. I was about to leave. Wait a second. Olga quickly ran to the house and came out to shove a small bag into my hands. Inside I found a toothbrush, soap, a small towel, and something else. I did not look too closely. A pioneer should always be clean and tidy. Let me do your neckerchief properly this first time. Yours is askew. You should go do it yourself once you learn how to. Do we have to? I'm going to wash myself now. Yeah, right. It could get hooked on the tap and strangle me. Fine, later then. And don't forget about the lineup. Pencils, paper, drawing lines. You don't forget such things. What lineup? What do you mean, what lineup? She frowned. It's Monday today. Weird, by my approximation, it should have been Sunday. Then again, a shift in the day of the week is hardly the worst thing. Usually we have lineups early in the morning before breakfast, but it's Monday today, so we are having it at 12 o'clock. Don't be late. Alright, but where? At the square. Where else? There was no reason to argue. I headed to the bathing place. I don't think that's bathing. Well, it might be. I don't know. Words are hard, and I'm tired, guys. It's late. But I'm trying to get you that sweet, sweet content that I know you look forward to. I knew I couldn't forget about separate showers and toilet, but the sight of this malfunctioning symptom of decaying socialism, a fatty turtle with a tin shell, paw taps, and ceramic belly, I felt sick. I was not a squeamish person. But, nevertheless, standing there, I realized that there was still some minimal level of habitual comfort, which I found it troublesome to do without. It's like that when you lose things that you thought were ordinary and common, you suddenly understand just how essential they were. Oh, screw this, as if I have any choice. The water was ice cold. While washing my hands was not an issue, washing my face and my mouth became a big problem. There was no toothpaste in the bag which Olga gave me. I could brush my teeth without it, but there was a small round box wrapped in the towel. Tooth powder. Cute. 1 point for me being somewhere in the past. I washed myself quite quickly, also due to the ice-cold water. Someone was coming quickly, or am I running towards me? I turned around. It was Slavia, dressed in a tracksuit. This girl probably looked good at anything. Those pioneer uniforms, bikini, probably even a spacesuit. Hey there. Heyo, Wasu. Good morning, yeah. Oh yeah, real smooth. Why didn't you come to breakfast? I overslept. I said it as if I was proud of it. But Olga gave me some sandwiches. Oh, great then. Don't forget about the lineup. Yeah, sure. As if I could forget. Right, I gotta run. Enjoy yourself. She waved goodbye to me and disappeared around the path's bend. Looks like it's a couple minutes until the lineup. I should quickly pass by my home to drop off my washing bag, eat the sandwiches, and then head to the square. I swung open the door of the camp leader's cabin and rushed inside, as if jumping into the last car at the departing train station. It didn't turn out to be the best idea, as inside I found Olga, who was changing. I froze on the spot, trying not to breathe. Finally, the camp leader noticed me. Simeon! I looked away immediately. Have you heard of odd knocking? Now get out! Yeah, that was real clumsy. Although I did enjoy the sight. Olga followed me out in a minute. Here, take this. Now it is your home too. She handed me a key. I put it in my pocket. Home. Of course, if you disregard how fantastical the current events were, this camp was far from being the worst place on Earth. But to call it home, just after 1 day spent here, I doubt I'll ever be able to do so. Alright, let's go. We're late. But what about the sandwiches? Just eat them on the way! We were passing along the lines of the pioneer cabins while I was tucking into the ham sandwiches, and Olga kept talking on and talking, or kept on talking and talking. She was like a buzzing she was buzzing like a game of operations with Parkinson's. But I cared about nothing but the food. Understood? Huh? You weren't listening. Sorry. Today is the first day of your new life as a pioneer, and you should do your best so that it becomes a happy life. Yeah, definitely. I'm serious. A pioneer has many duties. Great responsibility is conferred upon him to participate in social work, to help his juniors, to study and study and study again. We here are like one big family, and you'll become a part of it. Yeah, a part. I'd even sign a party membership card if it would save me from listening to this nonsense. I hope that after your term here is over, you'll keep the most pleasant memories about our camp. Memories that will last your whole life. And when will this term end? Why do you keep asking silly things? It seems I won't get any information from her. A shame, really. This world appears to be so friendly, but it never bothered to introduce itself to me. Hi, Harley. What are you doing? She's trying to pet her head. on the desk mat. It's hilarious. What are you doing, baby? You want muffins? Well, come here. Come and sit. Perhaps now I can take things somewhat easier than yesterday. It seems like I have some unspoken ceasefire with it. It isn't trying to hurt me, but I'm forbidden from asking questions. Of course, the situation isn't a pleasant one, but what can I do about it? Oh, you can't pet yourself on the microphone. All my people don't want to hear you. A bad peace is better than a good dispute. That I understand so well. The most important thing for you now is to make the best of what time you will spend here. I'll do my best. Harley, I need you to just... Okay, if I put both my legs up, will you settle? Hold on, let me put my other leg up here. I'm trying to squish my phone in the process. There you go. There's your spot. There you go. Sit here. Honestly, I was very tired of this conversation. It would be good to know, where here is. But we came to the square. The pioneers were already lined up. What, is somebody not here yet? Nope, all here. She looked around at her brave pioneer troops. Alright, go stand somewhere. Weird. Why did she tell me there were no more sleeping places? While the chief was running her mouth about our plans for the week, I stared at the people. There's only 6, 7 including me. A few heads away from me stood Electronic, a little further, Leanne, Slavia, and at the end of the line, Yolanda and Alyssa. Everyone I'd met was here. Ola spoke about some competitions, and I turned my attention to the monuments. Agenda. I cannot remember why any revolutionary with a similar name. He had a weird posture, too, as if he looked around with distrust, maybe contempt, or even disdain. It's a word I've never seen written before. That is not how I would have spelled that. Possibly some local leader? Daydreaming again? Slavia brought me back to reality. Olga stood by. Still remember the plan for the week? The plan? I will never forget the plan. Perfect. She looked at Slavia. Did you bring it? Yes. Slavia handed me a piece of paper. It's a checklist. Here are the 4 tasks to check off. Do it all today. Before you start, sign up for a club. There are some clubs in the clubhouse and a musical club in the separate building. Then visit the infirmary. And finally, visit the library. Got it? Yes. The checklist seemed like a good chance to find out something since I had to go places I haven't been before. Then come on, start right now. What about lunch? Don't worry, I'll bring you more sandwiches. The checklist is more important. Harley, are you okay? Don't bite me. That's rude. You're a good kid. Don't bite. She's trying to bite me. Okay, she's falling. That's probably part of the problem. Good luck. The part too passed fast for me to ask anything else. Miss breakfast, now I'll miss lunch too. Look, I had sandwiches. Riley, what are you doing? Why are you upside down? Why are you being weird, huh? You're being a bit odd. What are you doing? What do you want to go? Hey, don't nibble me. Where are you wanting to go? What do you want? Huh? Can I help you in some way? You can get down. Okay, there you go. This ain't good. That's not how I would speak. Okay. Don't ask me. Maybe I'll manage it in time somehow. Lunch starts at 1 p.m. Then again, if I go there, I might miss a place from the checklist. Okay, it's too early to go to the canteen anyway. Am I supposed to, like... Where am I currently? I have a bag on my head, so I guess... The first place I'm supposed to go... It says the library last. I'm supposed to go in the order that I want to go, or the order that she said. So I could go here, and then come out this way. I guess we'll go to the clubhouse first. I went to the clubhouse. To tell the truth, I never really liked extracurricular activities. At school, I used to find any excuse to skip extra classes. At university, I had no interest in participating in school council or student council. Holly is under the desk judging me. She's very hardcore about it. Are you having fun judging me down there? It is what it is. I was interested in boxing, aero modeling, or sewing, so I came here just to check off the box. Nobody was there. I found myself in something like a hut of a junior robot enthusiast. There were wires and simple printed circuits scattered everywhere. Chips and on the table proudly stood an oscillograph. Sure. We all know I can't read. I heard voices from another room, and then two pioneers appeared. It was electronic, and the other one I didn't know. Hey, Simeon, we've been expecting you. It seems she knows everything about everyone. Why were you expecting me? Well, of course, because you came to sign up for our cybernetics club, didn't you? He didn't let me answer. And this is Shurik. He's in charge here. I assume there's only 2 of you in the club? Well, you can say that it's 3 now. Shurik came up to me and assertively offered me his hand. His face was somewhat familiar. Welcome to the club. I'll have to push my glasses up. Yep. Now, I'll show you around. Make yourself at home. Guys, I just wanted to... We're always welcoming new members. He said it in such a way that the anthem of the Soviet Union suddenly started playing in my head. It's amazing. I remembered the words. In the first grade, I had a textbook with the lyrics on the back. No, I just wanted you to sign my checklist. Yep, you sign up for the club, and we'll sign your checklist. Crafty buggers. He grinned. I was getting ready for a long, boring argument, but then I heard someone enter. I looked back and saw Slavia. Ah, Simeon, I hope they're not giving you any trouble. She narrowed her eyes and looking at the future of the motherland's robotics industry. I know these 2. They can. Well, actually, I just need to get my checklist signed. I decided to take advantage of the situation. No problem. Give it to me. Slavia took the piece of paper and marched up to Shurik. Sign it. Hold on. We're not done yet. You're done. Sign it now. She gave Shurik such a threatening look that it made him lose every possible objection. He wrote some syllables on the checklist. I thanked Slavia, and then I moved on in a mellow mood. Okay, I guess we gotta do the music club. The music club, a small one-level building, was located some distance from the other camp buildings. I opened the door and entered without hesitation. There were enough instruments for a whole orchestra here. Drums, guitars, even a piano. I spent some time looking closely at every instrument, wanting to guess the time period they were from, but suddenly I heard a crawling sound from underneath the piano. That's a view. A girl. Seems like she was looking for something. She was standing on all fours in such a suggestive pose that I hesitated to speak at first. Excuse me. Ah! Who's there? head. She tried to stand up, but the bottom of the piano prevented her from doing so. Ouch! She struggled out. Sorry I scared you. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, you got a checklist. You must be new here. Yes? My name is Miku. No, really, I'm serious. Nobody believes me, but it's my real name. My mother is Japanese. My dad met her when he was building. Well, it wasn't him who was building. He's an engineer. And he was working on a nuclear power plant there, or a dam, or a bridge, whatever. She was talking so fast she swallowed half the words she tried to pronounce. I'm Simeon. Great! Want to be in our club? It's only me here now, but it'll be 2 of us then. Do you play anything? When I became antisocial, I bought a guitar and learned a few chords, but I forgot about it since I quit everything that required more than a couple hours to learn. You know, I wasn't planning to do anything like that, really. Oh, it's okay. I'll teach you. Maybe a trumpet, for example? How about a violin? I know it all, honestly. There was no point in arguing with the orchestra girl, since there was only another cascade of words waiting to blast at me. Hey, I'll think about it. Can you just sign it for now? Yes, sure, give it to me. Be sure to come around. I sing too. I'll sing you some Japanese folk songs, or maybe you're not into that? Maybe something more contemporary? Sure, thanks. Gotta go now. Of course, come anytime. The end of her sentence stayed inside. It might be nice to hang out with a guitar in the evening, but in such company... I turned to leave and came to face with Alyssa. She eyed me suspiciously. Why did you come? The checklist. Got it signed? Yes. Then move it. She's a joy. Alyssa went inside and I hurried to leave the place. Oh yeah, the infirmary. Oh, I guess we could have gone to the dining hall before? I don't know. What's the point of visiting the infirmary? My health was fine. The fresh local air clearly did me some good. I felt fresher than usual. But I just have to visit it. I entered. A common infirmary, like my school's doctor's room. A middle-aged woman sat at the table. Well, hello there. I like your eyes, ma'am. Obviously, she was a nurse. Indeed she was. Hubba hubba. One ear piercing, one blue eye, one pinky red eye, one big boob, one not as big boob maybe? I don't know. She gazed intently at me, assessing me while I continued to write something. Well, hello, pioneer, said the nurse without being distracted from her work. Good afternoon, ma'am. I have something... Sit down, please. I looked around the room. On the couch. I sat down. Strip. She said all of it with an even tone. What for? To inspect, to osculate, to check your health. You know. By the way, my name is Violetta, but you can call me Viola. Or Viola. She turned to me. What are you waiting for? Strip. But I have no health issues. I've got this... I neatly gave her the paper. Later. She took the stethoscope off her neck, seeming like she intended to probe me with it. But then someone knocked on the door. The nurse answered unwillingly. Come in. In a moment, the door opened widely and electronic rushed in. I fell during the football game. Nonsense, of course. I'm okay, but Olga... There was a massive bruise under Electronic's eye. I doubt this could be a football injury. I blame Alyssa. Sit down. I'll have a look, she said to him. And you, pass me your checklist. The nurse quickly signed it and continued. If something hurts, come to me immediately, pioneer. I set out to answer and went out, closing the door behind me. That nurse was surely something else. To the library. I actually love reading, but spending my days in a library under the current circumstances was well beyond my scope. So I better hurry up with this checkpoint. I stepped inside. A memory of my childhood emerged in my head. What did all these things say? I'm very interested. Like, if I could have my friend who reads Russian, like, read all this to me, that would be ideal. It was very vivid. I'm 7 or 8 years old. I'm at the library with my mother. While she's looking through the books I might need for my studies, I'm sitting in the corner and looking through their collection of comic books. Back then, I didn't know why they had so many, or why I couldn't take some with me. The notion of collective property was something my mind hadn't grasped at that age yet. However, whole concept whole concept of property was pretty hazy to me. This memory seemed even stranger now while I was standing in this particular camp, where they might have managed to build communism in 3 years. Soviet symbolism was all over the place, and the shelves were full of related literature. Of course, I wasn't planning to read any of these. Getting acquainted with a full collection of books by Marx was the last thing on earth I could think of. Where's the librarian? I didn't spend much time looking for her. I looked closely. Short hair, thick glasses, rather cute face. She was snoring so peacefully I couldn't just wake her up. I can wait. If she doesn't wake up in half an hour, maybe then. I couldn't just sit here, so I randomly took a random book from the nearest shelf. Arthur Schopenhauer, The World as Will and Representation. I opened it roughly in the middle and started reading. The life of a man, with its endless upkeep, wants, and suffering, is to be regarded as the explanation and paraphrase of the procreative act, i.e., the absolute claim of the will to live, and furthermore, it is also the reason the man owes nature his death and thinks with anxiety of this debt. It is not the evidence. Is it not the evidence that our existence involves guilt? At any rate, we always exist from time to time, paying with death at our birth, always exist, and alternatively bear all the joy and sorrow of life. Since neither of both can pass us without some effect, that is the result of our stated will to live. Thus the fear of death, which in spite of all the miseries of life holds us firmly to it, is really elusive, but just as elusive is the impulse which has attracted us into it. This attraction itself may be seen objectively as the mutual longing glances of two lovers. They are the purest expression of the will to live. In this affirmation, how gentle and tender it is. It wants happiness and quiet pleasure and mild joys for itself, for others, for all. Someone knocked on the door. I closed the book quickly and put it back in its place. A nice habit, knocking on the door. I should pick it up. It was Lena. Oh, hi. I smiled. I just wanted to return a book. She had a copy of Gone with the Wind that I saw yesterday. Oh, Zinnia is sleeping. I'll come back later. I'm awake. I turned around in surprise to look at her. She eyed me closely from behind her table. What was it you wanted? I needed you to check here. Give it here. She quickly signed the paper and gave it back to me. She had this look on her face that made me want to keep quiet. Lena came up to her to return the book. I thanked Zinnia and went out. Were you just thinking? Finally, I got all the signatures. Now I had to go back to Olga and give it to her. She was sitting in front of her cabin reading a book. Doesn't look like a good old role model for the perfect pioneer that she was planning to turn me into. I wonder if her responsibilities extended beyond giving fiery speeches at the lineup, scolding Ulyana, and getting involved into my moral, physical, and ideological growth. Here. I offered her my checklist. She placed it in her pocket without even looking at the signatures. Great. I could have signed it myself without going anywhere. Perfect. Did you meet our nurse? Yes. For some reason, her question sent shivers down my spine. Which club have you signed up for? I didn't. I need to think first. That's a pity. It's vital for you to sign in somewhere tomorrow. Of course. Sure. Right. It's time to go to dinner. About time. I was getting hungry. Where are my Santa's sandwiches she promised me? I headed to the canteen together with Olga. I looked at the sky and noticed the sun was already setting. On the porch stood Alyssa and Electronic. Oyana and Slavia. As we came up, I heard what they were talking about. And never call me Vachi again, or you'll get another one. I didn't call you that. You were hearing things. You did. He did. I heard it all. You weren't even there. I was. In the bushes. Come on, you guys. Stop it. So it wasn't a football injury Electronic suffered earlier today. Gunnar did a good job. I couldn't even see his black eye. Olga came up to them and asked about the ruckus. What happened? Alyssa and Chizkov. I didn't do anything. She shrugged with antipathy and went inside. Right, dinner time. I entered last. Where are all these kids? Like, at lineup, only like 4 kids showed up. And then we met 2 new ones and a nurse. But the heck are all these kids? There weren't too many free seats. There are a few free chairs near Alyssa across the canteen. Better sooner starve for a week or two than risk my head near her. There was also an empty seat near Yolana, but I'm not into traditional Chinese or whatever calls cuisine. Finally, a free chair near Miku. Looks like I'll have to pick my poison. You mind if I sit here? Oh, yeah, sure. No, I don't mind. Yes, you can sit here. I sat down. Look, it's buckwheat today. Do you like buckwheat and chicken? I don't like chicken. Well, not that I don't like it, but if you'd ask me what I would prefer, say stroganoff beef or ragout, no, maybe just a hamburger or a rump steak. Do you like rump steak? I'm not that picky about my food. And that's the simplest truth. Oh, is that so? But the desserts, they aren't really good here. I like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? I love 48 kopecks or Lingen Radsko. Oh, sorry, I keep talking about myself. Those are ice cream brands popular in late Soviet Union. Maybe you like Eskimo better. Dinner was starting to get on my nerves thanks to such company. And I'm not the kind of person that can just ignore someone who's talking to them. Even her. We're at the same table after all. I once bought a waffle cone and started eating, and you know what? I found a screw there, a real screw. Can you imagine that? Or was it a bolt? I don't really know. Screws, those are the ones you tighten with screwdrivers, and bolts, those are the ones you turn with a wrench, yes? If there was a speed eating contest going on, I'd probably be in the top 3 winners by now. Right, I'll be going. Enjoy your meal. I got up and headed outside. Miyuki was saying something, but her words were drowned by the crowd of loudly dining pioneers. I went outside and sat on the stairs, waiting for my dinner to settle down a bit. I just sat there and watched night falling. Everything is so lively here during the day. Kids laughing and yelling happily, running around, constant chatter, games going on, and swimming at the beach. But after dark, the camp changes entirely. The sounds of the day were swamped for silence, only now and then broken by crickets chirping or a night bird. The camp was going to sleep. In every shadow you could see things, maybe a ghost or a spirit of the forest or a wild animal. A human being would be the last thing to expect. That's how it looked last night, and now the locals followed their routine very strictly. In the day, the camp was theirs. In the night, it belonged more to the forces of nature than to humans. Someone touched my shoulder. I looked back. It was Electronic. Let's go play cards. Cards? Yeah, I invented a new game. A good one. Good, like how? Well, first we got to find the cards, then I'll tell you. Then you'll find them, what's the problem? Only Olga has them, and she won't give them to me. Why so? Well, last time when Olga and Slavia came out to the porch, Olga, Simeon just wanted to ask you about the possibility of getting playing cards. Actually, for what purpose? We invented a new game. Not we, you did. What game? I need the cards to show you. I don't like this. Well, if Simeon is with you, then perhaps it's okay. To be really honest, we'll go fetch them together, Olga. Let's get the cards with Slavia. If you don't mind. Sure, let's go. We headed towards my cabin. Roughly halfway there, Slavia stopped. Hey, I just remembered, the cards are in my cabin. Good timing. And where's that? It's just on the road, let's go. We reached the cabin that, in fact, looked more like a trailer. Just wait here a minute, I'll be back. It took her just a few seconds to come back. There! She showed me a deck of pretty worn out cards. These must be marked in and out. That's unsportsmanlike. What happens to fair play? Tell me about it. It's hard to cheat when you don't know the rules. Shall we go? Let's go. On our way back, I decided to try and find out something. How long have you been here? In this camp? About a week. I see. Well, where did you come from? I'm from the north. That is... the cold north? She looked at me and smiled. Looks like nobody in this camp is inclined to answer even the most innocent of questions. I tried to approach from another angle. And what do you like? What do you mean? Well, your hobbies. Oh, I like nature. Strange. She's not very talkative today for some reason. Nature? I see. Want to become a natural historian? More like a normal historian. I was always interested in our nation's history. That would suit her well indeed. It appeared that among all the locals, she was the only one who had nothing to hide.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I don't know why he talked. I have no idea why he talked. That's creepy to me. What if she came here just like me and simply could not trust anyone else to tell? I tried testing the waters. Why did you choose this camp? I didn't. My parents got a voucher for me from their work. Another failure. Well, if you could choose, it's nice here. I don't think I would choose some other place if I could. Here it's like you're becoming another person. That wasn't how I saw it. What do you mean, another person? It's just there's so many possibilities. You can learn so much, meet so many new and interesting people here. Now she sounded like our chief, which raised a red flag for me. I decided to stop with the questions for now. When we came back, Olga told Slavia, I just remembered the cards were at your place. It's okay, we got it. Good. Slavia and Olga went inside. I was going to follow, but someone grabbed my hand. Alyssa. Her gaze shivered down my spine. Not a nice one. You want something? I asked carefully. You're going to play this stupid game? Yes? Something wrong with that? Nope, nothing. She was turning to leave, but then slowly looked back and smiled. So you play cards? A little. I couldn't figure out what she wanted. So only Dvorak, and that's it? It's a card game popular in the USSR. Similar to President, and I don't know what that is either. As if you're a poker star. Well, yes, technically. Then you don't have a chance. Why? Because. So you know the rules? Of course! Well, then you'll have the upper hand. I couldn't see why we would go on talking and motioned towards the door. Why do you keep trying to leave? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Let's make a bet. What do you mean? You're such a slowpoke. The cards, what else? What do you want to bet on? That I'll win. That's quite a possible outcome. I agree calmly. So are you afraid? No, I'm not. I'm not big on bets, but I don't like my chances. You're not big on taking risks, too. Such an astute observation. I'm impressed. Right, No, you're not. Now what? I sighed in exhaustion. She was starting to annoy me with her rubbish talk about some pointless bets. If you won't bet with me, I'll tell everyone that you tried to seduce me. What? You heard me. I could imagine her doing this. Don't be stupid. Who's gonna believe you? I've been here for less than 2 days. Besides, want to try your luck? Right. And what will happen if I win? I won't tell anyone anything. And if I lose? Slowpoke mode again? I'll tell everyone you tried to seduce me. I told you already. So you're telling me now that I have to work to prove that I didn't do something when I didn't actually do it? If that's how you want to look at it. Not a simple decision. On one hand, I was stupid to agree. I didn't know the rules and gambling wasn't my thing. On the other hand, she could really make my life hell. Then again, can I even trust her? She can do it even if I win. So have you made your decision? I was going to answer, but suddenly Lena came around from behind. What? Nothing? Lena hurried inside. So? Ugh. My choices always suck. I guess we'll bet and try to win. I may regret it 100 times. Fine, I'll do it. She smiled. But if I win? Yeah, all fair, no cheating. Alyssa turned and went up the stairs and inside the canteen. Why am I doing this? Because she can set me up regardless if she wants to? So she decided to anyway? I let out a heavy sigh and followed her through the door. Inside, everything was ready. A few pioneers stood here and there chatting. The tables were moved out of the way to make room for players and spectators. Excuse me. I looked around. Something was going on in the far corner. When I came closer, I saw a large piece of paper with a diagram drawn on it. My name was among the players. Who came up with all this? We saw ourselves earlier in the mirror. Why can't we see ourselves now? Whatever. I patted Electronic who was standing near. Well, of course it was your most humble servant. He bowed to me jokingly. This made me uncomfortable to the point of squirming. And why in the world am I among the players then? I was disappointed. A few seconds ago, I thought I still had a slim chance to evade this tournament. Then I wouldn't have to fear Alyssa's revenge for losing the bet with her. But now that hope was gone. It's a pure coincidence. Yeah, right, coincidence. Except that I was already acquainted with every one of the contestants. While there were dozens of other pioneers standing in the room, I was seized by anxiety. It's the feeling of being watched while standing in an empty room with no windows or doors. Will there be a prize? I asked him lazily. I wanted to distract myself with a pointless conversation. Electron was about to answer when Yolanda came out from nowhere and started jumping around him. Prizes! Prizes! I heard something about prizes! Do you know what is the main ethos of Olympic Games? It's not the winning, but the taking part that counts. What? No. You'll understand when you grow up. She made a wry face and jabbed Electronic in the ribs. So what about the prize? Well, I don't know. It's not up to me. He made a helpless gesture. Really, if they came up with a stupid game, at least they could give our winner a chocolate medal or something. Yolanda silly jumped and raced off somewhere. I wish I was that optimistic. So what about the rules? Wait a bit. Not everyone is here yet. All around the canteen, Alyssa, Slavia, Lena, Miku, Shurik were here. It seems like everyone is here. Not everyone. Zinnia isn't here. Does he feel uneasy, or is it just me? She's not here, so what? Pick someone else instead. No, I can't do that, he answered slowly. I decided not to ask exactly why he can't do this. Well, go fetch her or something, I don't know. He can't go. He's the host of the event. The camp leader appeared as if from nowhere. But Olga, Electronic whined. Simeon will go. Right, Simeon? She looked at me and smiled. Of course, who else? Where is she? In the library, I guess. Okay. I dragged my feet towards the door. Please hurry! What's Electronic's problem anyway? Okay. I'm gonna leave it here. This is another good spot to stop. We're gonna play this card game. I think the day is probably close to over, but we're already almost at an hour, and so I don't want to go too long into everything. I don't want to make the episode too long. An hour is long enough, I assure you. And I'm getting tired. It's getting late. It's time for me to go to bed soon. I've got things to do tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get some more recording in before the day's end, and I can record the next part of this. That is the goal, at least. So, I thank you so much for joining me, lovelies, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Until next time.